about that too.
I'm hearing them.
Yeah, do you hear
Where,
that?
where, I do. I'm a big fan of wind chimes.
I'm
Guys, it's
actually like crazy picky about my wind chimes.
you and I both, so we're going to have to talk about this.
Let's
Okay.
do that.
It's Monday. It's 2 o'clock. It's time for the weekly drip. I'm Chris Pesek with the Dripping Springs home team at Jackson Properties here in Dripping Springs. And this is my good buddy, Ashley Tullis with the bond team at Keller Williams, but also very much here in Dripping Springs. As Ashley likes to say, we are community enthusiasts. And if you've never seen our show, welcome. We show up and talk about wind chimes. Not really. We talk about Dripping Springs, but
We do.
evidently, I think Ashley's going to tell us where she got her wind chimes because if she's picky like I am, and she says that she is,
I
it's
am.
hard to find good wind chimes.
So these are made by Music of the Spheres, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, those are the
And
best.
I buy them at Wild Birds Unlimited, just
Here
behind
in Drip.
McDonald's here in Dripping Springs.
There you go.
And I love them so much that if you like follow along in my real life, you see me with a lot of doormats for clients as closing gifts. If you're not getting a doormat, you're getting a wind chime from me because I
Nice.
love them. And when people open them up, I'm always like, they're going to think it's one of those like clangy, crappy ones, but it isn't.
If you see what's the name of it? You had it.
Music of the Spheres, I
Music
believe
of the
that's what it's
Spheres.
called.
Those things are tuned in perfectly, and you can buy them in different octaves. And like, I can't think of what all the different. There's pentatonic tones and different ones. They're amazing, and they make anything from like smaller ones to the giant ones. I've seen them. They're like 8 feet long.
I don't
Um,
have one of those. This one, I think,
yeah,
like 3 foot. Like it's pretty big. It was actually a Mother's Day gift, and where I first experienced them, like the giant ones that I love so much, was actually out at Krause Springs. Have you ever been
yep,
there in Spicewood?
yeah,
So if you've been out there, I mean, they have one. Oh my gosh, I swear it's like
it's
10 foot tall.
massive.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. So like that's like one of my goals is be, I don't know, wealthy enough to own one of those
They're
and
not cheap.
have a tree tall enough to hang it in.
That's the key. In the hill country, the key is how big of a tree do you have to have?
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
and I think ours are about the same size as what you're describing. The pipes are about an inch and 3/4 in diameter, and they're
Mhm,
about 3 foot long.
mhm.
Oh, they sound so good.
Yeah,
We initially put them right off the back porch, but they were so loud that it like having a conversation was difficult most of the time. So we had to move them a little further off. But oh, they sound so good.
they do. They do. I have a big one and then I have a smaller one, and mine are, gosh, I would say that's probably like 5 yards from my son's window. And I will say when it's really windy, or if there's a storm, I'll come out and I'll take the weight at the bottom off of
Hmm.
it, and then it does just fine.
Yeah,
But yeah, on really windy days, sometimes I'm like, okay, that's enough.
that's
Thank you.
enough.
I'm not calm anymore. Thank you. But yes, I buy my wind chimes from the folks over at Wild Birds and
Very cool.
Birdseed, and I love them. And there they go again. It's a beautiful day in
It
Dripping.
really is, and 88 degrees or so. I got I got scrub jays jumping around in the trees, playing in the water, and wind chimes. That's a good day,
Yes, yes.
man.
My scrub jays were yelling at me earlier because I didn't fill up the feeder.
And they do; they'll let you know about it.
And the squirrels were also yelling because I figured out how to keep them out of a feeder.
Oh,
And
even better,
I'm feeling victorious right now with these
even
squirrels.
better. There was one. Not usually the squirrels around here are pretty intelligent. When the door opens, they haul butt and get to a tree. But a while ago, I think there may have been a new one because it hit the ground and kind of was looking back, and Charlie saw it and it wasn't bright enough to jump into the first 15 trees that it passed. And Charlie got real close to catching it before it finally went up a tree way down the hill. I thought Charlie was going to get her first squirrel meal. Um, didn't happen though. She's still hunting that elusive fuzzy thing. So
My dogs have never caught one, and I don't think they would know what to do with it if they
yeah,
did.
she would. She
They'd
would.
probably just want to play with it, like,
Yeah,
hey, play with me.
come here, friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. Oh, so what else you been up to?
Well, last week I saw my dear friend Priscilla. It's Style and Beauty by Priscilla, and I had a very serious facial done. So I don't have on any makeup, and one of my goals with her is to just like, I don't know, not wear it anymore. So take note, friends. All those freckles. Do you see my freckles?
Oh,
They're falling off.
the freckles are falling off?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, that's crazy.
Well, it's
Now, when
also
you say a serious facial, like I don't know what that means. I'm a guy because I think facial like you put some mud on and maybe a cucumber.
Oh, yeah. So,
Is
like,
that
when you go see her, you go to do work. You're not
okay?
there to, like, light a scented candle, get some oils going, and and zen. No, you are there to do business. Like, she
Okay.
is there to transform you. And I'm a wimp. I'm a total wimp. So I do go every month for just a normal facial, but this was like next level. She has like a membership, and I absolutely love, love, love it. So one of the things I wanted to work on is my hyperpigmentation. These freckles that I have, it's kind of backwards on the computer. This is from sun damage, which is
Mm.
not good for us. So she had to, you should get that taken care of. You should definitely get that taken care of. So she actually was very kind, and she numbed my entire face before she went to work with some lasers. And there was different lasers for different things. I have old acne scarring from a bazillion years ago. Of course, my freckles, like I'm red. My nose, when I was a little girl, it was ridiculous. I was like Rudolph. My nose has always been red my whole life, redder than everything else, but I'm not wearing any makeup. There's literally nothing on my skin, and my nose is pretty much the same color as everything else.
It
So,
is. I don't know
yeah,
that I've ever noticed you having a red nose. I guess I've just seen you with makeup on.
I do try to kind of conceal it and downplay it a little bit. And then she got in there and she has a laser that works on like the little veins. Like
Okay.
if you go inspect your face up close in the mirror, you'll see them too. Everybody has them.
Uh,
And it was like magic. She just like zapped it and they're like gone, gone. Total.
I was gonna try to lie and say that I've never looked at my face up close in a mirror, but I
That's not
can't.
true.
It's
Everybody
not. It's
has.
not. It is not. I will not lie and also tell you that I've never had a facial. So I don't know. Maybe, for Christmas I'll take my wife to get a facial.
Well,
Like,
careful. Hers are to do work. So she
no, no,
might
no, no, no.
not
That's what
actually like that.
well, yeah, but again, I'll take my wife to get one. Come on. Look, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
saying I'm not vain or that I don't work hard, but I don't know about that whole facial thing. It's just I'll take my wife to get one.
All good. All good. I'm just here to not mention her age, but mention that you are at an age where it's very important that we stay on top of these weird little freckles and spots that pop up because they could be no big deal, but they could kill you.
That that could be one or the other. You're right.
So
I,
that's why I'm approaching all of this, and I just love Priscilla, and I just have a
she's
lot of
awesome.
like, great things to say about her. And Little Loretta's powder room has officially opened right next door to El Rey.
What are you talking about?
I know these are places you definitely don't go. This is my lash girl. I know you're not getting your lashes done.
I'm not.
But y'all, I woke up like this. I woke up like this, just like this.
In fact, she woke up 20 minutes ago.
Uh,
That's why she's wearing a cap.
no, I'm wearing a cap because my son's out of school today, and we're doing a lot of running around. And every 5 seconds, it's Mom, will you throw the ball to me? Mom, will you come play basketball with me? Mom, I'm bored. Mom, mom, mom. Oh my gosh. Up
There
to
you
here,
go.
you guys. Up to here. Take this kid back. I'm ready for school tomorrow. Take it.
See, and y'all just remember how much y'all love teachers.
Oh, so freaking grateful. So freaking grateful. Like angels among us. I don't understand how our educators have gotten through the last couple of school years, but here we are and they are persevering. You look very confused.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. This thing just showed me a weird notification on Facebook that it may not be streaming on. I mean, it's on Facebook, but it may not be on correctly. I don't know. Guess we'll find out later. And I
Our
just saw it.
production value ever shooting up. Hey,
It's going. Yeah.
tell me, I think you have an event coming up, friend.
I do. Okay, Stacy said she sees it, so we're good. So I've got a couple of things, and I wanted to. We were talking about teachers, and I wanted to give a special shout out to a buddy of mine, Mike Trevino with Weathered Hands Coffee.
Yeah.
He on really short notice. I was honored enough to help out some of the teachers that were doing a reading professional development today. Brought them some snacks and stuff like that. And Mike made like 6 gallons of coffee for me to take up there this morning, fresh coffee. And you should have seen their faces when I walked into the building with it, like these two giant things of coffee. They're like, oh, so it was amazing. If y'all have never had Mike's Coffee at Weathered Hands, you go to website, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Weathered Hands. He roasts it right here in Dripping Springs, and it's amazing. And that's the kind of dude he is. I'm like, hey Mike, you wanna make some coffee for teachers? So again, on seriously short notice, he's like, yeah, let's go, and
Awesome.
gets out 6 gallons of it for me early this morning. Um, and yeah, we are. That was the other thing. Date night. So date night is a little bit different this month. It is not on a Thursday. It's on a Friday, and technically, it's not even this month. It's October 1st. So I apologize for all the confusion that entails, but we'll end up having two of them in October. But this Friday, we're going to be out at Twisted X Brewery, and Twisted X has got a food truck around back. It's called JAF Scratch Kitchen, which I hear great things about their hamburgers. I haven't been there yet. But yeah, so date night's going to be Friday at Twisted X. They've got a tasting menu for two that's $30, but they're cutting it down to 20, so a 33% savings on that alone. And then JAF Kitchens, when you buy something from them, he's also going to throw in a free dessert. And notice I didn't say when you buy two entrees. If you buy something from them, he's going to throw in a free dessert. So that's pretty insane. And I think his desserts are like 8, 7, 8, 9 bucks, something like that. So yeah, great deals for date night this month. And I'm excited. I haven't been to Twisted X in a while, but evidently they're rolling out a bunch of new beers, or they just had a bunch of new beers that rolled out. So the beer tasting thing is actually really, really exciting to me. And I know that you're going, hey, would you please have this at a wine place? But sorry,
It's
the
okay.
gluten-free stuff. Oh, I forgot to ask her if they've got any gluten-free beers. I need to find out.
Oh, that's a great question. I had heard, I don't know if it was Fitzhugh Brewing. Somebody very recently told me of a newer brewery that has gluten free beers. And I was like, what? No way. And it may have been them. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't remember seeing. We were at Fitzhugh the other night, and I don't remember seeing it. But that doesn't mean they didn't have it. I was wondering if maybe Vista had something that's gluten free,
I don't
because
know.
they're a little bit more on the kind of the cutting edge of beers usually. So maybe it was Vista, but they're not new either. Gosh, see, now we got to find out.
Little research and development
A
project.
little R&D project. That's right. But yeah, so we're excited. We hadn't been to Twisted X before, and yeah, that's where the next date night's going to be.
Woohoo!
Uh,
Woohoo! Did you go to Foxtoberfest?
we showed up for exactly 1.5 beers. Yes, it was
Awesome.
it was early on Saturday because there was a football game that I was needing to watch, and I'm glad I watched it in the privacy of my own home, so
You
nobody
didn't
can
have a
see.
public meltdown.
Nobody can see how a 46-year-old acts like a 12-year-old. So yeah, but we were out there for a beer and a half, had a great time. The Oh my gosh, that food truck! It wasn't the schnitzel truck, and it wasn't chicks and buns. It was pork. Stacy, you're watching. What was the name of the pork truck? But these people grew up in Louisiana, and so they had pork kebabs, but they also had some of the best jambalaya. Oh my gosh, it was off the charts good. And they had barbecue pit beans as well. Pig and out pork. Thanks, Stacy. I knew she had me. Pig and out pork. Yeah, that food truck is good.
Awesome.
And I think they're going to end up setting up shop quite often over at Fetch on
Hamilton
Hamilton
Pool.
Pool Road. Yeah, talking
Wow,
to them a little bit. So really good food truck if you run across them.
fantastic. Um,
Mhm.
I think I mentioned to you offline. I don't know if I've said it online, but I was solo parenting this week, and I just didn't feel solid about going out there all by myself in my dirndl. Although I love a reason to wear it, so I'm looking forward to checking out this weekend. And so it's going on this weekend and next weekend as well,
Yeah,
you guys.
3 full
More
weekends.
local Dripping Springs artisan vendors will be out there, from what I understand. And to get the full scoop, you can go refer to last week's episode where we were on location, which was so much fun. So much fun.
Oh, the artisans are going to be back for the third weekend.
Or will the food truck?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Which one, Stacy?
I
See,
think it's the
my
artisans
bad.
were there the whole time.
Yeah, I
If
think you're
I
right
recall.
based on last week.
Um, but this was like the big artisan weekend. So I
Yeah.
did kick myself to miss that. But again, y'all, it's just out of my comfort zone to go someplace all by myself in my dirndl.
Oh, the food truck. Yeah, the food truck's going to be back for the third weekend. Uh, and there were a lot of lederhosen, a lot of dirndls, and people were definitely having fun with the marionette beer drinking.
'Tis the
And
season.
eventually, I'll probably try it, but I'm just going to have to wear like an apron or something because I know I'm going to spill it all over me. It's just I saw some of the videos that they put out, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like a blast. But there was no way I would ever get it to my mouth without spilling it all first. So yeah, food truck. I mean, Foxtoberfest this coming weekend, and since we're talking about food and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my shirt real quick. Rolling in Time and Dough. I think just about everybody in Dripping Springs at this point knows about Rolling in Time and Dough. Oh, see, I got to talk about this because she popped it up. I don't. I don't know how I feel about that. If I'm going to spill stuff on myself, I think it's just going to have to be beer. Um, I don't know, but water would be a lot cleaner. It dries a lot easier. Anyway, but I think just about everybody knows about Rolling in Time and Dough, and some of the hardest working people in Dripping Springs that I know of, whether I mean from Jessica and Jerome to their mom, just I mean, wow, they're always working
Yeah.
and always have great food. And it's not just breakfast; it's lunch. They've got sandwiches. They have Thursday night bistro nights where they have just it's a fresh menu pretty much every week, and then Sunday brunches. They're always putting out stuff. Fabian, Jessica, and Jerome's mom, she's nonstop working.
How do they have like family time? Because this is very much a family business, and it's not their
It
only business
is.
in town
It's
either.
not.
I'm like, wow, how do they do this for so long too? Like, no evidence of burnout. They're just trucking along, adding things, innovating. It's just
Opening new. I mean, they've got
it's
time to go now. It fits you in
amazing.
12. And heck, Jessica, it's like she always leaves from Time and Dough to go work Grawlix with Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they are just
And they
nonstop.
expanded. We were there for that too. I
Yep. Last week, Grawlix opened up it's the, I can't remember what it was called.
think they call it the other
The
side.
other side, I think it is too.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it's that speakeasy vibe. And if you're in the old part of Grawlix, then you walk behind a shelf on a wall, and that's the other side.
I don't know if I would call the other side a speakeasy vibe. Like
No?
this is where, like, as a grown up, I would want to have gone as a kid. So like there's so much to do. There's super fun games, like really classic games, like you can play pinball. Of course, there's pool table in there. They have, oh gosh, this is embarrassing, but I'm gonna admit it because we're 19 minutes in. Only the true fans are watching at this point.
That's a
One of
fact.
my favorite things to do if I'm gambling is to feed those machines the quarters, and then the little arm like pushes it.
Are you
If you do
serious?
if you do enough of them, it'll like shove things over the side. I will feed quarters to one of those machines like all day.
I think I can honestly say I have never stuck a quarter into one of those.
I threw like, and I'm not kidding. I've spent $30 on a cruise ship on one of those machines. It is just such a thrill. And like three fall down. Never mind that you just put 10 in.
Right.
Three quarters fall down, and it was like, oh my gosh, I've won. I've won. So they have one of those machines, and I'm so excited. Thank goodness you can't like smoke indoors anymore. I turn into like one of those like gambling people. Like, I gotta smoke my cigarette. I don't even smoke, you guys, but I love those machines.
I could see you sitting in there with an oxygen machine, smoking, dropping quarters. Oh my gosh.
We're 20 minutes in. Like, surely not that many people are watching.
No, it's actually more now than there have been the whole time. It's pretty
Great.
funny.
Great.
Oh, geez. All right. So that takes us to 20 minutes. It's time to wrap it up. We'll talk about Ashley's smoking habit, future smoking habit.
Future smoking habit. I'm not a smoker.
It's a good thing you're getting that work done on your face so the wrinkles won't show. And
I know. We got to preempt it for when I fall into that, the puckering around the mouth.
I've got to go play that game now just because I'm
It's
going to
so
have to
fun.
find quarters and just go.
It's so fun.
Oh, anyway, guys, this is what we do on Mondays. We get off topic and talk about random stuff, and hopefully talk about some of the local businesses that you guys frequent, or if you don't, hopefully you'll soon frequent them because they're some of ours. And yes, and just so you know, Kim Watson is watching. There you go.
Aw, y'all, our girl Kimberly is famous.
She is
Driving up 290 towards Austin, like I want to say it's around
giant,
Drive. Our girl's got a billboard. I've always wanted a
huge
billboard.
billboard.
I've always wanted a billboard. So I'm like, yes, she did it. Yes, there it is. There it is. And she's also one of my preferred lenders. If
I was
you
going to
guys
say,
are
just to remind people, she is a
if you
great,
need to land
great
on
lender.
something weird, she's got it. She will take care of it for you. She's for all things weird out here west of weird. She's got it. She's amazing.
And if you don't know, when you're looking at things that are not in Belterra and stuff like that, most of the stuff out here is pretty weird.
It gets weird fast.
Yeah, really, really fast. Oh, all right. Let's wrap it up until next Monday. And Ashley's going to be here without makeup again. And
I'm going to show you all my freckles. Okay, so.
Let's count them. There's like 7 or 8.
No, there's too many to count. Like there's a ton over
looking
here.
at the dark ones. I'm going to look next time. You got to tell us. You say they're falling off, so we're going to check them.
Here, I have a freckle I didn't even know I had. That one's new. It's dark.
That's like a Cindy Crawford freckle. It's in that spot.
I call it the Marilyn Monroe.
There you go. Even better. Even better.
Yes.
Okay.
So now that we've all inspected my face as a community, we'll re-inspect how many freckles fell off.
Oh, and I forgot to say, and I'll say it real quick because you were talking about Priscilla, and I was going to mention that if you're looking for stuff to do with the kids on weekends, and it's, now that it's getting cooler, it's even better. Her and her husband run a
little speedsters.
Yeah, little speedsters, the motorcycle racing for little kids. They've got these little tiny motorcycles, and I think some of them even have training wheels on them. Like, they're just tiny, cute little motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
So look up little speedsters too if you're looking for something to do with your kids. That's it. That's
all
Monday.
Right. Peace out.
Later, guys.
Toodaloo.